Just Jay, Cincinnati's conscience, the only place I know of where citizens are the true celebrities, and I am honored, extremely honored, to be a part of the 40th anniversary of the Duncanson Artist-in-Residence program at the Taft Museum. I will have the privilege of interviewing past and present Duncanson Artist-in-Residence, and today I am extremely excited to talk to the 40th Artist-in-Resident, Ayana Ross. She is here, and by the time you see this, you will probably have missed her run here at the Taft, but what I'm excited is to share why she is here and how important the work she is doing right now is to not only her, but to her legacy, to our community, as well as what's one of her favorite things about Cincinnati?
Hey girl, hey!
Yes! So grateful for you being here. Thank you for taking the time. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about you before we get started with the questions.
I'm a woman. I am a mother, a wife, a mother of 4 young adults. I'm from Georgia, so family and family history and legacy is a big part of who I am.
Yeah.
I like to say this, the granddaughter of Francis Van, who is, has transitioned, the matriarch of our family. And I love art, love painting, and I love living my calling through that medium. So.
Yes, how beautiful and a wonderful introduction to your gift. Thank you. Yes. So let's talk about you and painting and the journey to what we now see as a beautiful example. Tell us how you get started.
As a child, I always loved drawing.
Okay.
My earliest memories are of me drawing. I learned how to draw using the catalogs, like the big, thick Sears catalogs that were in the mail. And I initially pursued a career in fashion design because, my knowledge and my understanding of having a profession in the art world really was limited to what I had access to, and my aunts taught me how to sew. So I could see an easier transition or translation of art into creating garments. And especially my love of drawing, I also thought about like that whole illustrative side of things. But I did go to school and got my undergraduate degree in fashion design.
Okay.
I worked in New York for a while.
Wow.
As an assistant designer. And after 9/11, I got a little displaced and went back to Georgia.
Okay.
And then I transitioned into my work in education. So I was teaching, and I wanted to get back to the core of what I was doing, which was art. I went back to school, became a certified art teacher.
Okay. And
taught for 15 years, kindergarten through 12th grade, art education, all the while developing and growing, experimenting in my own creative practice. Once I had the courage to say that I wanted to be an artist, like the ones that I knew of historically, I went back to graduate school and got my master's in painting. And ever since then, shortly after I graduated, I became a full-time artist. I do teach some as an adjunct, not every semester, but some semesters. And so I paint narrative paintings that tell a story.
And they do tell a story. I walked up and I saw this painting, and the story just started pouring out of my head, just around. I saw the yellow flower, and I went immediately to Oshun, and that's a whole other conversation. It is such a beautiful way to articulate the story. Let's talk about your work and how it uses representation, history, and Black bodies. How do these things show up in your creative process?
Initially, I was not necessarily thinking about the ways I wanted to, drive home the representation. Other than specifically reflecting stories that I saw as important. And one comparison I give is that, growing up, we read nursery rhymes.
Yes.
And we were expected to pull whatever meaning, message from those nursery rhymes, regardless of the color of those characters.
Truth.
My thought was, there are these stories. They should be preserved, number one. They should be celebrated, number two. But also, these are stories that we all can pull something from.
Yes.
To help us to be better.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of the impetus for like the direction I was going with my work. I always had to keep love for family history. So even as a child, I would go through my grandmother's photo albums whenever I go to her house. It didn't matter if I was there last week. Every time I kind of wanted to go through those photo albums. So much so that when she transitioned, she said that I would keep all the photos, so I have those in my possession, kind of hold them for the family. I was also interested in not just the history that I knew within my family, but the context of that history. So how did such and such come to be here? Yeah. How did this relative end up being there? Why is the dynamic of this community such? So kind of taking notes and making comparisons. I will also say another thing that fed into that is my first master's degree is in liberal arts, where I really started studying culture and history of the world, and it really gave me those aha moments of like, this is why this is happening. So I try to incorporate a lot of those things in my work, whether it's pulling current events, personal experiences, these everyday moments. I do try to, in some way, incorporate like a background narrative of historical context, so that we can explore how we came to be where we are, and what do we want to pull from it to reflect where we're going.
I think that translates so well in the work you do. Yeah, it translates really well. We were just looking at your exhibition right before starting the interview, and the Not Like Us. And you talk about like weaving into your work, I feel past and present, cultural milestones or moments that translate and transcend well in the work that you do. So yes. All right, well, let's talk about the Duncanson Program. Tell us about the reason why you chose this program as a way to share.
I'm gonna offer counter to that.
Okay.
In some ways, a lot of ways, obvious ways also, the program chose me.
They did. They did.
But even before the whole, I'm sure all the process they went through selecting, it called me because I try to be intentional about the things that I submit. A, because it's such a lengthy process of submitting, but B, it's important to me that my work is in the right conversations and presented in the right context.
Yes.
I had just come off the heels of doing a deep dive into like these 18th century landscape paintings and etchings, and thinking of ways to incorporate that into my work, like in the piece behind you, and how to tell a story. So when I saw the call, I was like, it felt very serendipitous to see Duncanson's work, which I was familiar with and had thought about, and to consider the research I had just kind of been doing, and it just felt like a good alignment.
Yes, it was.
Also, the space of the Taft Museum, the historical context alongside the historical nature of my work.
Yes.
I just felt like a good fit.
Yes.
And I also love the idea of the community involvement that the residency offers. So I was like, I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah, like you, I believe, sure, they ultimately chose you, in a way, but you had to offer access. So I'm grateful. So grateful that you accepted.
I also have another theory that I'm gonna share.
Okay.
My other theory is that I think that when I do something that honors the ancestors and I do it well, I feel like they reward me with little things that kind of give nod to the work they do. So I don't know, it felt like a reward.
I love that. Yeah, okay. How do personal experiences and collective history intersect in your work? You talked a little bit about that. Where do you see those lines blurring or becoming sharper?
I won't say blurring. I definitely
Okay.
see it becoming sharper.
Okay.
I do feel like I'm still kind of walking through my own inquiry. Like, as I'm on this path of discovery about the work I'm doing, it is becoming it's still a little blurry, but it's the vision is becoming a little bit sharper.
Okay.
And the ways in which the historical narratives and the my personal experiences, the people I encounter, and the world around us, what's happening in present day, it feels like I don't know if it's just because of observation. It feels like things are kind of syncing up a little bit more clearly in my mind, so that when it is time to create work, I'm able to tap into these images that touch on all of that.
Yeah.
I guess through having made work, it's the process is really what I'm talking about. It's becoming a little bit clearer, and like how to get to that final piece, if that makes sense.
It's an evolution. It's not.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like there's not.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly what it is, and I don't know what it will feel like to be in a place to say I'm exactly doing this, and this is exactly how I'm going to do it. Because I hope to always leave room for that exploration, and to always be a student of whatever the art, ancestors, and whoever wants to teach me, so that I can do my part.
Yeah, I love your relationship with the ancestors. It's such a huge part of my existence, and to hear that is intentional in your process, in your growth, in your exploration. It speaks to me on another level, and I hope so.
Yeah, I think I've just kind of gotten to the point I can't ignore it anymore. It's too many.
You shouldn't.
And you shouldn't.
I would advise you not to. That's one thing they do not like.
Well, and maybe I should say it this way. And also having the courage to acknowledge it openly.
That's what's so beautiful to me. Many people honor, but this is not a judgment. It's many people prefer to keep it a personal, private.
Sure. And
so honoring that out loud, offering people access to. Yeah, it's beautiful. How has your engagement with the Cincinnati audience, museum visitors, other artists, impacted your experience as the artist-in-residence?
It has enriched it. I mean, everyone has been so open and inviting, welcoming, and willing to engage and share and receive. And it's been a true delight. And I hope these relationships carry on.
Yes.
I really do.
Yeah. I think we owe you that. There's this reciprocity of you sharing your gifts. And maybe owe is not the word, but I honor owe because there's this requirement.
It's a part of the exchange.
Yes. I think it's really important that we do give back to you in that way. Because you're so freely given your gifts, your presence, and your truth, and your history and your legacy. As this residency comes to a close, what are you carrying forward into your future work?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I have received so much.
Yeah.
I've observed so much. There's been so many beautiful moments that I think I'm going to be reflecting on for a while. On the surface level, what I can say is that confirmation that our stories are intertwined and mirror one another regardless of the cities we're in this country.
Yes.
I think that is an observation, and it's a beautiful one. But every community, every city has its own unique thing to offer, and it should be celebrated and esteemed. And so I hold that. And I really genuinely mean it when I say I look forward to getting back in the studio and really sitting with this experience for a while. Because it has given me a lot. It really has.
And I love that you're honoring the pause. So many of us, whether it's a question asked or a response to something, jump into a quick response.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying, whoa, I don't know yet. Because there's an honoring in that space. Okay.
Because there's a knowing word.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I can say words.
Yeah, I'd rather you share wisdom. How about that? All right, well, for the emerging artists listening, let's talk about, especially those interested in residencies and museum-based programs. What advice or encouragement would you offer?
Do your research.
Yes.
Find the opportunities that align with you and your work. Be honest about your work.
Yes.
Constantly refining, constantly growing. Follow your curiosity also.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be difficult stepping out of your normal environment to step into a new space because, you know, we're so comfortable with the one.
Yes.
And we kind of mastered the one. But I see myself through opportunities like this being someone that's a cross-pollinator.
Yes.
And to go into other communities and other spaces, it, like you just said, it feeds you, and you hopefully feed it.
Yes.
And I think by building those connections, we all just become better connected, gain a better understanding of one another, and it's all good.
It's so beautiful, and I even challenge people to think beyond state lines. You know, we are children of the universe.
We are.
And so let's explore the world, through art, and through language, and through community, shared culture and experiences. Yeah.
I have one other thing I would offer.
Please.
To artists that are looking to do that. Write. I mean, it's so much writing involved that it's an extension of the visual art practice that we engage in, like being able to communicate your intentions with your work. I think is very important, and sometimes not enough focus is given to that.
I think in this digital age, we've also removed ourselves, we made ourselves removed from like writing, writing. We were talking the other day about how cursive, and I, who grew up long before computers, have stopped writing because even when I do, it becomes so ineligible or unlegible. Because of lack of practice. Yeah,
but it's for you though.
Yeah, it's important.
As long as you can read it, or half the time I write stuff and I don't even go back and read it. But it's a way of me to flush through.
I needed
my
you to say that.
ideas.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Note to self. Okay. Okay, what's coming up next for you? What are you doing next? The program ends on the 26th.
I will be in the studio, literally. That's the next thing. I am so grateful for this time and this experience, everything this has given me, but also the things I've done over the past several months, the reading and writing. But it's time to get to a place and produce and see where that goes and allow it to come out. Yeah,
I'm excited to see what comes.
Me too. Me too.
Do you have any shows coming up? Where can people come to see you?
Well, right now, the work is up at the Tap Museum. It'll be here through July.
Yes.
So that's a wonderful space here in Cincinnati.
Yes, highly encouraged to come see.
Please come out and see it. And next to that, not right now, I don't have anything else in the immediate future. I just got a bit of work back to the museum from a couple other shows. So, not museum, studio. A couple other shows.
Okay. All right.
This is the season of making.
Oh wow.
That's the focus.
I'm excited to see what comes of that. Okay, let's shift away from the work and talk about your visit. So this is your first visit to Cincinnati?
Yes.
Okay. I heard you've seen a lot. You've been able to explore. Let's talk a little bit about some of the favorite things you found in Cincinnati.
Favorite things, I don't want to put it that way.
Some of the great things.
Some of the wonderful things that I saw here in Cincinnati. The Freedom Museum.
Yes.
Which, the Underground Freedom Center, excuse me. That was really, really extraordinary. I will also say, just in terms of personal discovery, going through some of the neighborhoods, getting to meet some of the people. I went by Shea Candle.
Co.
Yeah, and we just had such a great time. The people have been really the light of this experience. Having a chance to sit with Annie Ruth and her daughter and having dinner with them. Also we did a women in art panel discussion.
Oh, yes.
Some of the other activities that we've done that has taken us places. We visited the Boys and Girls Club. We went to a couple of different locations for that. Actually just left judging an art show for the kids. Yep. We went to University of Northern Kentucky and spoke with students there. We had a couple of groups come here to the museum. I'm sure I'm forgetting things, but in all of that engagement and meeting people, it has just been such warm. It's meant a lot. It really has meant a lot. And just making those organic connections. I was even at the we went to the August Wilson play piano lesson last night. And one of the young ladies I was sitting next to sparked up a conversation with her, and that was like, oh, this is so lovely. So it just added to the whole experience. So,
There is nothing like community.
There's nothing like community.
Yeah, there's nothing like being able to connect on a level that is just below the surface.
Yeah.
So much of our interactions are surface level.
Yeah.
And if you can just get below the surface.
It brings us together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we need it.
We need it, and it also reminds us, and this is just another tip of the hat in Cincinnati, reminds us of the things that we can do when we come together and work together and connect. So much is possible.
Yes. Oh, my cup is full. I'm just Jae. This is Cincinnati's Conscience, the only place I know where citizens are the celebrity. I've had the immense pleasure of talking with Ayana Ross, the 40th Duncanson Artist-in-Residence